Hello there. So today's reading is obviously going to be for the collective. The collective specifically of women that either want to go through the pregnancy journey and give birth one day, or that are already on the journey, are pregnant or somewhere along that pregnancy journey. This reading is going to be for you. And this reading is to bring up this divine feminine aspect of you that gets a really good idea of the kind of mother you want to be, and the kind of mother you want to be to yourself and to your child. So even if you can't get pregnant, for example, we are going to work with the inner child essence as well with the sacred geometric deck. But this definitely is a type of energy that's for the empowerment of mamas. So, just tapping into the energies here, I think we're going to start with the Divine Feminine deck. So, what is the energy that we want to bring through today for our divine feminine aspect? So this is our unconditional love for ourselves and everyone else, including our baby. So this one here. This deck we have the goddesses of all the different cultures. So who is it we want to be specifically to our baby? Especially on this day when you're watching it. It can be on the day that you're always changing though, so it's not something that will stay the same all the time. But what is the activation of this child in the world? What will this child bring to us? Excuse me. What will this child bring to the world? What gift? What activation do they hold within them that you can nurture with these two aspects? And I do want to mention here, the divine masculine is very important in this journey. It cannot happen without the divine masculine, but I just wanted to focus specifically on mamas today and bringing through your nurturing, peaceful, restful energy. So here we have the Divine Feminine, and this card is going to tell us who we are to be unconditionally to ourselves and everyone else. Okay, we have Hestia. She looks quite fair looking, slightly older, more mature. Makes sense in terms of being more in the mother realm that we wish to be, going from the maiden to the mother. So the divine feminine essence that we are to focus on being with ourselves and everyone else is the goddess of sanctuary. Looks quite Greek actually, and when you think of Greek history and even today in Greece, the temples remind you of that sanctuary as well. So I'm getting the feeling of a sacred space that you hold no matter where you go. You are this sanctuary space for everyone that you meet. No matter where I am home. Okay, this is really beautiful because sometimes we may be in situations or with people that we feel are uncomfortable in some way, and obviously we can do our best to make sure we're not in that situation very often. But if we do have to be in that situation, in that environment, we can learn to be resilient like the tree is, that is constantly around noisy humans, noisy cars, but continues to grow even though. So that's the no matter where I am home kind of vibe. No matter what's going on, you can always tap into that inner sanctuary. You can always tap into the relaxation, peaceful feelings of being home, having a sanctuary. If there's a deep sense of not belonging in you, then your sanctuary gets to be within you, and it doesn't have to be somewhere outside of you that you have to go. You're on this planet for a reason, and it is your home. But if it ever doesn't feel like it's your home for some reason or another, know that your home is always within you. Your sanctuary is always within you. And you can get there by taking a simple, elongated, blissful breath. Just lengthening your breath. You start to step more into your sanctuary. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. Take a moment to breathe that truth in. Sending love and peace and rest to any places in our body that need it. Really taking our time with this feminine flow energy. This watery energy is very receptive, very mysterious. So, who is the goddess that we're going to be to our child specifically? This is just in general who you can be. Goddess of Sanctuary. What kind of goddess are we going to be to our child? What kind of mother should we be? And we have Hathor. I'm always amazed when this card arrives in the times that it does. And I think this is so perfect. I'm overjoyed to receive this with you. So we're getting a lot of red energy, which is really interesting. Coming into that safety, that security of our root, of our deep connection to the earth. Just placing a shell there, reminding us of that. Beautiful coral sea energy, paired with that grounded, earthy energy. Hathor has an amazing story. I think maybe I should tell it to you. There is many stories surrounding gods and goddesses, but this one seems quite important in terms of the type of mother you're going to be to your child. Hathor used to be known, or was known in one of the myths, as Sekhmet, who is a lion goddess of sacred rage. Called sacred rage when she's being viewed from her highest aspect, and when she was at her most rageful in her lifetime, she caused a lot of chaos. She was constantly trying to protect Ra, the sun god, but in doing so, she would rip people's heads off and became blood drunk with rage. So much so that I believe Isis, the goddess of magic and protection, had to come along with another god, and actually they lured her into a temple with the notion that she was going to get to have her taste of blood that day, but instead she drank some kind of juice. This juice is supposed to be some kind of psychedelic drink, maybe ayahuasca, maybe some form of that lotus remedy, I'm not too sure. Some kind of natural drink, and when she drank this, obviously she'd been tricked, but she wasn't angry. Actually, she transformed something inside of her from rage and anger into the peaceful, loving goddess Hathor. And she still wears the sun disk on her head, actually, and she's known as the cow goddess. Very nurturing, very motherly. So she transformed, and it's an interesting tale that I think many maidens go through when they're transforming into the mother. They understand that there's a part of them that needs to take a spiritual death, which is what Sekhmet had, and they transform into this figure here. We see this goddess, we see, of love and contentment, who is with child. And you can see the bulls in the back, the cows in the back, just very pure, nurturing energy. So what is it in us that wants to be transformed? Could be rage, could be sadness, could be grief, anything like that. We can go through that transformation and we can become a new person just in one day. Actually, you don't have to live a whole new life. You don't have to be a different person. You can go through that transformation to become this loving mother filled with contentment to your child, simply by going through this transformation willingly and going through your deep emotional, mental, physical work. There's many ways to go about it. If you would like to know more information, then I am doing private readings as well on my Patreon page. You can take a look and we can delve in a little bit deeper for you if you want to know more information about how to go through this transformation process. But life will be helping you along with that as well, especially if you're pregnant. A lot of things will be coming up for you to transform and notice from the unconscious. The repressed unconscious thoughts will be coming up during this time specifically because everything is changing within your cellular structure. So it's a very, very deep process and really quite a magical journey. So enjoy every second of this. If you're at this stage, enjoy it. Okay, well, I do feel like it's almost complete here. So we've got, what is the child bringing through on activation? Okay, interesting. So we have blue and orange colors bringing through change. So the child is bringing through the activation of change. Change is such a another one of those transformation words, but it can mean so many things. Change collectively, individually. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and birth of the new, which is very much what this card is talking about. So the change could be that we get to be part of this sanctuary now everywhere we go, no matter who we're with, no matter where we are in consciousness, in physication. We can always tap into being home, being content here. And any situation that we do not find favourable, this inner child that we're bringing through, giving birth to, will create the necessary change that we wish to see in the world. First, we get to activate that within ourselves. We get to be that change ourselves. So, I hope that this supports you on your journey. You get to take a deep breath into that divine feminine unconditional love of sanctuary that you carry with you all day, every day. You've tapped in through your breath. And the story of transformation by the goddess of love and contentment, Hathor. Transformation that she went through. And of course the transformation that you and your baby are going through. So change is potent. Very potent at this time. So again, find a way to rest into the bliss of your birthing journey as much as possible and enjoy every second. So once again, I offer personal readings over on Patreon. I do it live, and you will receive a link where you can join me live. You can comment, you can watch as I go through your reading, you can watch it after the fact, whatever works for you. There are tiers available. Water, $20 for a 20 minutes reading. Fire is $33 for now, for a 30 to 40 minute reading. And we also have ether, which is slightly higher than that and slightly longer than that, so you can take a look there if it interests you. And otherwise, thank you for being here. I really appreciate your comments. Actually, if you have any questions, if you have anything you'd like to sink into a bit deeper by sharing with everyone what you experienced or what you're experiencing during this time, please feel free to leave it in the comments. And even just giving this video a like and subscribing to my channel helps immensely. So thank you and take care. I will see you next time.